Oh, Jesus. Okay. Neighbors next door are going to think I'm crazy hearing me talk. Um, what's going on, guys?
Oh, Jesus.
Yep.
Okay.
Checking my stream, making sure it's working right. So, JD's not here. Don't know if he's going to come in later or not. He had to take care of something, so I'm going to talk Raw. Where should I begin? There's a couple segments here tonight that I just absolutely freaking hated. I don't even know where to begin. I don't honestly know what to say without blowing a gasket and going off and probably cussing up a storm. I'm going to start off with what I just finished seeing about 15 minutes ago. I'm going to start off with talking about this Roman Reigns suckfest that we call Raw. This is not Raw is War. This is Roman's Raw, Monday Night Roman, whatever. I'm so sick, so tired of seeing this week after week after week. I was tame last night. With the whole Roman thing, him winning the championship, and the whole thing. I was okay. I was like, all right. I was like, I can handle this. No biggie, right? Then we get to tonight, and they start off with the whole, he's a fighting champion. He's going to defend the title, which I was all for. And then he called out Finn Balor, and then we get that. And that's awesome. I'm glad Finn Balor is getting an opportunity. The match itself was a good match. I didn't get to take a lot of notes because I was busy freaking getting the stream set up. But the match ends after Strowman comes out. He'd already teased to Finn he was going to come out. Watch it. He's going to come at him face to face. Well, Finn, I was like, oh, God, Finn's going to get this. And then he's probably going to beat Finn. But Roman got the spear. He beat Finn. So Roman gets the ring, kicks him, knocks him down. And then here comes the Shield's theme. Here comes Roman. Or here comes Seth. Here comes Dean. And they circle the ring. And they attack. Now, I'm a Shield guy. I like the fact that I saw the Shield back late last year. I just... What else? What else is this company going to do to keep Roman looking good, to get the fans to like Roman? Now, JD says that it's just me. I'm hearing boos, but it's not real. But then when I'm looking through my Twitter timeline, I see people who usually don't really talk about this, don't really say much about this. For example, Kim Ray. She talks about how it's so obvious that they got the Shield out there, that they need Dean and that they need Seth. I think that's her again. Yeah. That they need Dean and that they need Seth to get Roman over. Because it's clear he can't do it on his own, that he's going to be booed. And this is Kim, who usually all her tweets revolve around Jeff Hardy or the Winchesters on Supernatural. Even she had to tell that this is stupid, that this is ridiculously funny at this point. Here they're going to do it again, bringing the Shield back to get Roman over. Then you got JD. Yeah, because I'm looking this, I'm following these. And you got JD over on his channel, who's way more elegant and intellectually better with this than I am. And he called it. The Shield is there because they want to feed off of Seth. They want to feed off of Dean and get him those cheers. And they're probably going to do this to somehow turn everyone against Strowman. Oh, Strowman tried to sneak attack me, blah, blah, blah. And he didn't. That's not what happened. And I don't want to hear it next week, but we're going to. This is more propaganda from the WWE trying to get this man over, because it didn't work with the turning Brock Lesnar against the fans and making him look like an asshole, even though we already knew he was. And it didn't work with anything else, Triple H, Vince McMahon, Daniel Bryan, John Cena, none of it worked. But they think, well, get the Shield again now. It will work. It always works. No, it won't work. It won't work. When are they going to give up? When is enough going to be enough? You got the belt on him. What more do you want? What more do you want, Vince McMahon? What else do you want to see? When are you going to let us have our day? You had your day last night with Roman becoming the champion. When do we get our time? I want Strowman. Strowman should have been the guy. And this isn't my saying, but I'm going to say it again anyways. Because you didn't have Braun Strowman walk out of Brooklyn with that hot crowd, when the way they popped when he came out, you failed. SummerSlam weekend is a failure. Strowman not leaving with that title is a failure. You had your chance. This was your best opportunity for him to cash in with what was a hot crowd who was thirsty for this, wanted this. They wanted it last night. They were frothing at the mouth tonight to get that. And you didn't do it. You failed, WWE. As you always do. And I'm sure that I'm not the only one. But you played us all for fools to actually make any of us think that you were actually going to do that. Because I know there was a lot of people who I watch on YouTube who thought that Braun was probably going to cash in tonight or last night. And he did neither time. WWE, you are failures. You will always be failures. I don't know why I keep watching. I don't know what drove me to do YouTube again. But you guys are just undoubtedly the worst when it comes to creative on your main roster. And I don't care who likes it, who thinks that I'm stupid or paranoid or boo-hoo, crybaby, sissy mama. I don't care. WWE is failures. They can't book. I can never, again, have confidence in them to book anything that makes sense, to book anything that the fans themselves actually want. I can't do it. Tonight's Raw was actually not a horrible Raw either. Definitely not a great show, but it wasn't horrible. I've seen worse shows. There were a few high points, but there were definitely a lot of stupid segments. That's no doubt. Segments that are just cringe. And holy freaking cow, people. Roman Reigns is not our guy. Roman Reigns will never be our guy. And at this point, I doubt turning him heel will even do the job. I've heard so many different scenarios of how to turn him heel. Some, and then others was like, wow, yeah, that'd be, please book that. Someone listen to that person. Book that stuff. That sounds amazing. That sounds awesome. Obviously, though, we're at a stage in this. It's like reliving that decade of terror that was John Cena. Now, I have grown to respect John Cena for what he is now as a veteran. I don't care if he turns heel or face. I actually miss John Cena now. And that's so sad. I was one of the biggest John Cena haters ever. I could not stand that man. Now I miss him. I respect John Cena now, but it feels like we're back at that point. You know, when this whole Roman thing first started, people was like, anyone but Cena. Anyone but Cena. So we were like, cool, Roman Reigns. That's new. I'll take it. Now here we are 4 years later, 4 main events at WrestleMania later, and I just can't do it anymore. Nothing will fix this. I don't ever want to hear another, let's turn him heel. I don't ever want to hear anything. Nothing will work. He's never going to turn heel. I don't ever want to hear it anymore. I don't want to hear it. Roman Reigns is our John Cena now. Roman Reigns will be the face of this company. I don't want to hear Daniel Bryan should be the face of the company. I don't want to hear that Drew McIntyre should be the face of the company. I don't want to hear that exactly. How Johnny Place? Yes, anything for Roman. That is the exact lines that they say on the show. Anything for Roman. To them, Roman Reigns is the end-all, be-all. I would love to see Drew McIntyre. Braun Strowman is naturally over with the fans, and he did it organically. These people, they wanted Roman to lose. They wanted to see that cash in. They wanted to see Strowman cash that in and win. But that's not going to happen. What they're going to do, they're going to turn him heel again and start a feud with the Shield against Strowman. And for what? Anything for Roman. Thank you, Johnny. Subscribe to the channel, bro. I could probably go on for 15, 20, 30, 40 minutes about this particular thing because I have so many grievances, months and months and months and months of frustration, years of frustration about this one particular thing. But I'm going to smile, and I'm not going to get mad. I'm not going to rant and cuss and call everyone in creative a bunch of idiots, even though they are. I mean, they're just sitting around waiting. Oh, Vince, what do you want? Roman. I want more Roman. I want Roman's balls in my hand. I can smell them. I can taste them. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. There's no point. This is to a point. It's irrelevant. Roman's going to be the guy. I don't care. Oh, geez. Yeah. I looked at my Twitter. So far, I haven't seen that in my feed. But you know why they're doing that, right, Johnny? The reason they're praising Roman is because of the whole Shield thing. Oh, I'm getting into Raw. Don't worry. Don't worry. Roman is still the champion. Yeah, Roman retains. Roman retains for nothing. I just, holy crap, people. Roman retained the Universal Championship. I don't know if you saw SummerSlam last night, but Roman Reigns became Universal Champion. That leads me to another point. Kurt Angle has to be obviously one of the worst general managers ever on Raw. And there's been a lot of GMs for Raw. Yeah, a Shield reunion. Oh, I'm sure Kurt loved that. Oh, man. I don't know what to say. What do people want? What do you all want me to say about Raw? In the comments, you tell me what you want me to say. What was the worst thing you saw on Raw tonight outside of Roman and the Shield thing? Reminder, I like the Shield. I like the Shield. But I don't like Roman anymore. What was your guys' worst part of Raw tonight? Leave it in the comments. I'll read them off whenever I see it. I'm not going to sit here and continue to go on and on about the whole Roman thing. Honestly, I'm over it. And there's another part of this show that had me mad. And No, Roman is the best, unlike Brock. You're entitled to your opinion, man. You are. You could say that. Yeah, Roman. Yeah, if you like Roman, if Roman does something for you, more power to you. I am not going to hate on you. Just for me personally, I don't like Roman anymore. And it's not because I think he's a bad wrestler or that he doesn't deserve opportunity. It's because of how the opportunities have been presented to him, how management, creative have pushed him down our throats. That is my biggest issue with Roman Reigns. I just 4 straight WrestleManias, and then you have the guy come out and say that corporate has tried to hold him down. Yeah, come on, really? Are we supposed to believe that they've held him down? No, they haven't. No, they haven't. I'm not against Roman the guy. Roman's a good wrestler and he has potential. I really feel that he has potential. I do. I think Roman could be phenomenal down the line. No pun intended to AJ. He's just not my cup of tea. I am more of Seth, more of a Dean guy. I think they are the better of the 3 in that trio. I don't know. Roman's the guy for the company. And as long as I'm watching this, that's just something that I'm going to have to live with. Who is my favorite? Period. Who's my favorite? I am forever going to be a diehard Steve Austin fan. And you know what? To say, some people could probably say that Austin was shoved down our throats. You'd be right. But the difference was the way Austin was presented during that time is just leaps and bounds better than how they've tried to show us Roman. Roman, though, Roman's not bad. And I'm not going to hate on Roman because Roman has worked his tail off. He has. Roman has worked his tail off to get to where he is, and I'm not going to take that away from him. But I'm just asking WWE to just pump the brakes down. Okay, pump the brakes. Let whatever happens with him be natural now. Okay, you got the belt on him. Let things be more natural. That's all I'm going to say. I'll go with, I want to see, if you watch Going in Raw, I want to see chill Roman. That's what I want to see. I just want to see chill Roman. Give me that, and I will be thrilled. And I can understand that. I don't know how to pronounce your name. I'm just going to call you Verma. Virma, however you say that. I get the hate, okay? There's guys I like Daniel Bryan is one of the guys I like. There was a point in time when he was hated on by people. I understand that. And even with, my Bears. My Bears are one of my most coveted teams out of all the sports I like. They get so much hate. But with rightful reasoning. Okay, we had Jay Cutler at one point. We haven't really been super relevant since the 80s. We had that 2006-2007 season where we could have won, but our offense was so crappy. We've not really been what we have been since we had the Super Bowl shuffle happening, all right? But to hear the hate that is spewed towards that team, my Bears, gets at me. So I can understand with Roman Reigns being your favorite wrestler, I can understand your frustrations. Anyone who likes Roman, I can understand. That's why I may get upset at the situations happening with Roman, but I will never flat out say Roman's a bad wrestler. I will never flat out say that Roman doesn't have charisma, that Roman can't talk, that Roman don't deserve what he's getting. He deserves it. It's just the routes in which that it happens. That's my issue. I like Man of Steel. Man of Steel to me is one of the best movies I've ever seen, with the direction, the way it was shot, the color palette. To me, all of it's great. The score. There are a lot of people who hate on that movie, and it frustrates me. But everyone's entitled to their opinion. That's why I want my channel to differ from other people. I'm going to get to that in a second. I want my channel to be where anyone can come on here, say what they want to say, and feel okay and comfortable to do it. If you don't like Roman Reigns, feel free to say you don't like Roman Reigns. Just have a valid point. Just have a reason. Don't say, because he sucks. Have a reason that you don't like him. That's with any of the wrestlers, any movies, anything I speak about on this channel. Just have a reason for feeling the way that you do. Otherwise, stay off my channel and don't say nothing. Like Verma here, he's a fan of Roman. He has the right. He has the right to say that he's better than Brock Lesnar. And I'm okay with that. I am going to steer away from this. I'm going to steer away. And I do want to say, though, biggest props, or the biggest part about this. Let's see, Jacob Bright. I don't like the way he is booked or his character, but he's a good wrestler. And he is a good wrestler. And I'm with you, Jacob. No, I don't have Snapchat. I just saw that you asked me that. I don't have a Snapchat. That's the next thing that I'm going to add to our social media. So there'll be a Snapchat eventually. But we do have Twitter. We do have Facebook. You can go on there if you want to go on there. Twitter is YoBroGaming1. Facebook's YoBro Gaming and Reviews. Well, since I'm on it, I also have a new Patreon account. It's Patreon.com/YoBros Gaming and Reviews. Go ahead. Feel free to go on there. You don't have to pledge. You don't have to add any money. Just give this video a like, guys. Just subscribe and hit the like button. And no Instagram either. I'm getting this channel back to where I want it. Me and JD, we're working on this channel to get it. JD's not here. I said at the beginning of this, he's slowly getting some things taken care of this evening. He did watch Raw. If he does get back here before I'm done, I'll let him give his thoughts on what happened on the show. But I'm going to go ahead and move on. Just remember, Facebook, Twitter, Patreon, YoBro Gaming and Reviews, YoBro Gaming 1 for Twitter. Go ahead and jump on there and just hit the like button. That's all I really ask. But if you want to go and pledge, by all means, everything helps. It's building this channel. This isn't just my channel. This is everyone's channel. And thank you very much for coming in. Have a good night, dude, or day, or wherever you're at. Awesome. Thank you for subscribing. At the end of every month, whenever I get new subscribers, whenever I get pledges, I'm going to shout out everybody. That's going to be the beginning of every month. So when you subscribe or pledge, you will get a shout out on whatever stream I'm doing at the beginning of the month. So now I'm going to move on. I'm going to talk about this Ronda Rousey thing that happened tonight. Ronda Rousey was supposed to have a title celebration where they're going to present her the championship. And first thing that set me off about this, and believe me when I tell you, I'm all about the women's revolution. I'm all about equality with the women. Thank you very much for following us, man. Thank you, Jacob, for following us on Twitter. I'm all about the equality for the women in WWE. But Stephanie McMahon came out tonight with the entire locker room standing ringside. I was already agitated. I already knew where this was going to go. And then she opened her mouth. Then she went on about how she's so proud of all the women and how this is going to be the women's evolution, first time ever pay-per-views because of blah, blah, blah. And then she tried to give herself credit for this crap. Okay? And not what they did is crap. What she's doing is complete, utter crap. Stephanie McMahon has got to be the most egotistical, self-centered, stupid-looking bitch I've ever seen. I cannot stand Stephanie McMahon. I cannot stand what the voice that comes out, the way she looks, the way I can't stand it. You know, and I go back and I watch the old Attitude Era videos, and she was almost tolerable in those. But it's like, just, I don't know, something about her now just gets under my freaking skin. You know what I mean? Like, it really got deep inside and under my skin. But she keeps going on about how if it wasn't for her shining up this new piece that she got, which is Ronda Rousey, that Ronda wouldn't be the women's champion and they wouldn't be there. And then she talked about how much, pretty much slapped every other woman in that division on Raw and talked down to them, made them seem like they aren't, they're beneath her and beneath Ronda. What'd you say, Jacob? I really don't want to see Stephanie. I really don't want to see Ronda versus Stephanie at Evolution, and they'll probably main event. Actually, I don't think it's going to be Stephanie. I think it's going to be someone, and she'll have a proxy to step in there. Because honestly, Stephanie versus Ronda, it's not realistic. Alexa versus Ronda wasn't realistic. So, I don't know. You could be right, though. It could end up being Stephanie. And yeah, if it is, it'll probably be the main event. In fact, whatever match Ronda's in will definitely probably be the main event of that show. But she talked down to them. So then when Ronda comes out, I could not help but notice the looks that people were giving Ronda. Sasha, like with that resting bitch face, like, ooh, fuck you. Look. Even Ember Moon, who's usually smiling and happy, was looking at Ronda like, fuck, I can't stand you. So she gets in the ring, and the first thing she says, what are you doing, Stephanie? And she's like, you know, this isn't always about you. This is not always about you. So she goes on to give Natalya props, you know, and Stephanie's trying to, yeah, this is not becoming of a women's champion. And she's like, really? You're going to tell me that? She talks about how this isn't about her, that she's not above them. You know, she's like, why are we doing this? Why are they on the floor? Are you trying to say that we're, you know, they're below us? They're below you? No, they're not. So she tells them all to get up on the aprons. She tells Natalya how she's the cornerstone of this women's division. And she is. With everything. She's been in this company since 2009, dude. Almost 10 years. 10 years Natalya's been there. And she's still not treated with the respect that she should be. And I'm so, like, I was so fired up about the whole Ronda thing. I almost wanted to cuss out Ronda. But then I realized it's not Ronda. But she gave Natalya the props. You are the cornerstone. She deserves more respect. And she does. Natalya deserves a lot more respect than she's been given. Then she went on to tell Sasha and Bayley that if it wasn't for their match in that building 2 years ago, who was it? Yeah, back in 2015 at TakeOver, this women's evolution, revolution, whatever you want to call it, wouldn't be happening. And she's right. But where are they now? They're not getting the respect they deserve. They're just floating around, waiting for something to happen. She said it was all of them who made this revolution, this evolution, if you will, what it is. Stephanie tried to say that it is about her, that it is about Stephanie, and that the only reason she's there is because she wants to break everyone's arms. She said, "Oh, look for Alexa." Listen, oh, and then they replayed what she did last night. Now, I'm not gonna lie, the way she bent Alexa's arm looked gruesome. That looked like it hurt, but apparently she's double jointed, so I guess it didn't affect her too much. But that looked harsh, and it looked like it really, really hurt. And Ronda says, no, I'm not here. I'm not here to break their arms. Only the ones who deserve it. And she went from that smiley ha to that look. She got that game face on. She put down her microphone, did that judo throw, locked her in that nasty armbar and just wrenched into it. And then, Stephanie rolls out. I don't know what they're planning on doing with Stephanie. And it's like I said to Jacob, this is probably going to lead into something else. And Jacob, if you're still on here and you see this, dude, DM me in my Twitter. I want to ask you a question, but DM it to me and let me know that you DM'd me. In fact, I'm checking now. I see where you followed me. So, yeah, DM me if you see this. This is obviously leading to something else with Stephanie. Probably via proxy. They will have her have someone go up against her, probably at Evolution. Rumor is Nikki Bella, and I'm still content that somehow that's going to be what they do. But why are the Bellas all of a sudden back on TV? Can someone tell me why they're back on TV? That's just weird to me. For a second straight night, they're on TV. Did they just decide to be on the road again? Are they going to wrestle again? I don't know. JD said somewhere he saw them say that they were wrestling again. So I guess time will tell. I'm not going to rant so much. The way Stephanie McMahon, the fact that she's so cringe when she speaks is just god awful. I don't want to hear it. I want to hear Stephanie talk. I'm content with Stephanie not being here. But every time something big happens with the women's division when it comes to Raw, she's front and center. Look at me. I'm Stephanie McMahon. I did this. But you didn't. Sasha, Bayley, Alexa, Natalya, Ember Moon, Asuka. People like that built this evolution, built this women's division. Charlotte, Becky, they did this. But for some reason, Stephanie feels that she has to be front and center for all of this. First time ever. Yeah, I mean, how many first time evers? She brought up the Evolution pay-per-view, the first time ever that there's a all-women's wrestling pay-per-view. But it's not. TNA did it first. TNA did that first, yes. And then not to mention there's been all-women companies who've done all-women's pay-per-views. So good job, WWE, for doing your own all-women's pay-per-view. But you are so far behind in the times, you have not even got to where everyone else is yet. But golf clap for trying, right? Okay. I'm going to move on. I'm going to move on from this. I could probably complain for another half hour about this as well, because Stephanie just gets under my skin. This woman thinks she is the end-all, be-all of this women's division. And Stephanie wants everyone in the public to believe that she really is the one who did this. But if you want to go from anyone from a corporate standpoint who has anything to do with this, it's Triple H. It's Triple H. And you could even say Dusty Rhodes. Down in NXT, they got this whole women's evolution thing going in NXT. They got women's wrestling started again. If you're not watching NXT, you want to see women's wrestling, you want to see tag team wrestling, go there. Oh, I'll get in the tag team stuff here in a minute. Let's talk about Triple H, shall we? Triple H was there tonight to hype the Super Showdown taking place in Melbourne on October 6th, which I will be reviewing, obviously. But Triple H was there to talk about it. And Triple H is the type of guy, I'm going to adjust my camera here. I'm going to lean back here. Triple H is a guy who could sell you on a paper bag fight or a thumb wrestling match. The way he can hype this, he comes out to a standing ovation with NXT chants, and you can see in his face he loves this. This isn't just a corporate guy who comes out and, oh yeah, I'm Triple H, I'm the CEO, do what I say. No, you can see, especially when they're chanting NXT, you can see in his face that he really legit, he loves what he's doing. He loves being a part of this, and he even said it. He said, I'm a fan, just like each and every one of you. He said NXT, blew the roof off of this place, man. It blew the roof off of this place. And then SummerSlam, I gave it a 4.5 last night. I think I undercut it a little bit. I really do. I think just being tired last night, I was a little unfair to SummerSlam. And because I've seen a lot of people, and I've even been talked to by a couple people, that SummerSlam was a lot better than I gave it credit for. And I think they're right. I went back and I rewatched some of it today. And I wanted to raise my official score for SummerSlam to like a 6.5 because I think it was better than I gave it credit for. So SummerSlam to me was a 6.5. But Triple H, he talked about the SummerSlam raising the bar, which was a bit of exaggeration. NXT, and now they're in Brooklyn tonight. And he says, and then you got the Super Showdown happening in Melbourne on October 6th. 6 weeks away. And it's going to be him versus The Undertaker. He said how weekends like this, gives him that itch. Weekends like this give him that feeling of wanting to rip the suit off and tape up and lace his boots again, get back in the ring and be the game again. And that when Vince McMahon a couple weeks ago got off the phone with the guy from Australia, I forgot his name, and said, Triple H, we want you to step in the ring again. And he's like, hell yeah. And he says, and we want you to step in the ring against The Undertaker. And he said, hell no. At first I'm like, oh gosh, are they going to make him a heel already? He says, no, it's not for what you think. And then he brought up the whole end of an era match. He talked about how that was a moment at WrestleMania that year that will forever stand out in his mind and will forever stand out in his memories and with the WWE Universe. How that moment literally was the end of an era. And he said it wasn't a cliche. It wasn't just a saying. The sound, the feeling, the look, the lights, everything was gone. And he was getting emotional when he was talking about this. He talked about he didn't want to wrestle The Undertaker because that moment he shared with those two guys, and they had the picture up on the Tron. He said that was a real moment. He said that was as real as you'll ever get in this business. He says I was next to two guys who were very easily able to be associated with making this business what it is today. And you could see the real emotion in Triple H's face when he was talking about this. He said, it was because of this, like, I can't do what he said justice. Go back to the YouTube page and listen to what he said. Listen to that promo. I know it's up. Go back and listen to what he said. And listen to that emotion and listen to the passion that the man has. Even at his age, listen to it. You can see he really wants to be here. He really wants to do this. He said, and it's because of this moment, this end of an era, that he called Vince. And he says, call him back and tell him I'm in. Tell him that I'm going to come back. I'm jumping ahead. He said that end of an era was an end of an era. That Shawn Michaels after that wasn't seen again. That The Undertaker's streak ended. The Undertaker put his hat and his gloves in the middle of the ring and walked away. And that Triple H put on the suit and stopped. He said, and that's when he went on about, call him up, I'm in. That he's going to take the suit off. He's going to lace up his boots. He's going to tape up his wrists. And he's going to be the game one more time. If The Undertaker will be the Phenom again. People, I know this is just one of those non-canon shows that they're going to do with a main event of two guys who in 2018 shouldn't be main eventing a show. Realistically, The Undertaker should be retired by now. But I'm not gonna say I don't want to see it. I'm not gonna say that I don't want to see The Undertaker again. Because I do. I legit want to see The Undertaker again. I want to see one more fantastic Undertaker Triple H match. That's what I want to see. And I think we're gonna get that. Triple H makes us want to see this. He makes me want to see this. Like I said, go back and watch this. Listen to what this man had to say. Now, the last 2 times we've seen The Undertaker, one, he squashed John Cena at WrestleMania. We've not seen John since the Greatest Royal Rumble, but that was a non-canon show, right? Then we saw him again at the Greatest Royal Rumble in a casket match with Rusev, and Rusev had a good showing. And Undertaker looked good. And then he was at New York City, which we didn't get to see because they didn't televise. I think they should have televised that New York show if we were at The Undertaker. Just me. What will be the condition of The Undertaker? How, will this be a long match, which would probably be a bad idea? What will this match be like? What will they do? I'm pretty sure Triple H can help carry him to a match that's good. Neither man's in his prime anymore, but, Triple H, I really do think, cares about this business and cares about how it goes. He even said as long as he's alive, as long as he's breathing, he will work to keeping this what it is and make it the best that he can make it for everyone. And I respect. I know JD personally is not a fan of Paul Levesque, the corporate guy, and he's not a fan of Triple H, the character. And he has his reasons. Although I disagree with them, I understand. But I like what he did. I like the promo, and it got me excited for the Super Show. It did. Right now, WWE is trying to get to Hell in a Cell, promote that show, which is a couple of weeks after the pay-per-view, and then they're still trying to promote the Evolution pay-per-view, which I didn't mention it during that women's segment. They did make it official on television, Alexa Bliss versus Trish Stratus at Evolution, plus the Mae Young finals, which I am going to be reviewing the Mae Young Classic week to week, starting, the 5th of September. I'm freaking stoked for that. So, Triple H, great promo. Moving on. Let's talk about Paul Heyman. I said earlier that I think Kurt Angle could possibly be the worst general manager ever in Raw history, and we had Mike Adamle. Okay, I don't know how many people remember that. Mike Adamle, Kurt Angle. They're like right here. Kurt's just slightly. It could go neck and neck with these two men. You saw Kurt Angle backstage mess with his phone, and he looks up. What are you doing here? And here comes Paul Heyman. What am I doing here? What's everyone doing in Brooklyn? He said he's there on a mission. His client wants his contractually obligated rematch, and he wants it soon. Kurt Angle's just looking at him. He's like, Universal Championship. He's like, oh, I get it. He's like, but I have a fighting champion. Well, first off, Kurt, slow your roll. He hasn't had a match at this point. He hasn't had a match yet. Slow your roll, bro. But, whatever. Kurt's being Kurt. He says, so as far as I'm concerned, it's going to be a long, long, long time before Brock Lesnar gets his rematch. And Paul, being who Paul is, being the genius that he is, says, oh, no, don't worry. I'm not saying like next week. It should be a long time. I'm thinking Hell in a Cell. And Kurt said, basically he said no. He says, or, as they say in Brooklyn, forget about it. It's a New York thing, you fucking retard. Sorry, no offense to the special needs people. I just like that word. I'm old, and I use that word. So, sorry. But Kurt Angle, I know this is scripted, but they script him to look like an idiot. They script him to seem like a biased idiot who will do one thing for one guy, but then do the opposite for someone else. There's no standards, no even footing with anybody when it comes to Kurt Angle. It makes him look like a fool. What else can you say? Kurt Angle is a bad general manager. I'm trying to look at my notes here. So Stephanie eventually, after the Ronda incident, tells Kurt Angle, "You're taking a vacation." I'm going to get onto that when I go through the results real quick. But yeah, Kurt Angle basically told Paul Heyman, "Go after yourself. I'm not giving Brock Lesnar a title match." Somehow, I think Baron Corbin's going to set that match up next week. Because I think Paul will show back up and be like, "Hey, this is what my client wants since you're acting general manager." And you're like, "Yeah, Paul, he can have it." I think that's what's going to happen next week. Real quick, let's talk about Elias. Let's talk about the Elias segment tonight. Elias comes out to do his little concert. Says, last night, he's had to fire some people. And last night he almost fired the people from Fender, I think it is. Because his guitar broke last night. That was a weird segment last night. Like, it was almost like not worth talking about. It was a cringe. So he says tonight, he's going to play the most beautiful song, the best song he's ever had. But all he needs is for Brooklyn to do the one thing they've never been able to do, and that's shut up. So he starts playing his tune. And I love listening to Elias. I did listen to his album on Spotify. I'll never listen to it again. I even removed it from my playlist. I heard it and I'm good. I don't need to hear nothing else. Then here comes out of all people, Kurt freaking Hawkins. Like, where were they hiding him for the last year? My God, man, he's lost 218 straight matches. Holy freaking crap, people. Where'd they drum this guy up from? Like, jeez. Anyways, he pretty much says he wants to wrestle him. And Elias says no. He's like, "I'm going to tell you something that, you should probably know. You're a loser. You were born a loser. You're going to die a loser." He's like, "Now go to the back. Stop wasting my time. You've already wasted more of my time than I needed. Go away." So he starts to play his song again, and Kurt Hawkins starts walking up the ramp. But then Kurt Hawkins, he turns back around, says, "No, I want you to fight me. Or are you going to hide behind that guitar?" So I was like, "Okay, we'll have a match." The match didn't last very long. It was just a quick roll-up and a 1, 2, 3, or not a quick roll-up. He tried to roll up. He got eye knee. The match didn't last long. He had to drift away. Elias beat him, so it's 219 losses. I mean, what else can I say about that? Elias is the freaking man. Like, I like Elias. I think big things for Elias are coming. But what are they doing with him right now? You're supposed to have that show. It was canceled. You're supposed to be on SummerSlam last night. And that weird segment, like, what are they doing with Elias? Did they just bring him on there just to show him? I don't know. It didn't make sense to me. WWE, don't mess up Elias, man. It's simple booking for him, man. Just come on. Time to talk about something else. Before I get into the results of the show. Dean Ambrose versus Dolph Ziggler. This is Dean Ambrose's first match since December of last year. And I'm looking at myself on here, and this is weird looking. Oh my gosh, I look so weird on camera. Like, I look more colored. My face looks better. I gotta be honest with you people, I'm tired. Like, this show between last night and tonight, and I still got SmackDown tomorrow night and then NXT and 205 Live tomorrow night. Man, it's gonna be something. Let's go ahead and let's talk about the Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre thing. So Ambrose has his first match since December of last year when he tore his tricep. I saw some people say that Dean Ambrose doesn't look that different from last year to now. I disagree. Respectfully disagree. I saw a lot of difference with Dean Ambrose, especially in his wrestling style. It seemed more subdued than it was before. Like, he had a more mat-based wrestling. Maybe it was just because of who he was wrestling with Ziggler. But he kept Ziggler grounded. Ziggler would try to get the pace up to kind of, I guess, maybe test Ambrose's, see how winded he could get, if his cardio was up, whatever. But, the match, it was more of a slow match, a lot of holds, nothing really big. It was a okay match tonight. The end, though, you had, Seth and Drew finally came to blows when he kept trying to attack, Dean, which brought Ziggler out. He attacked Seth. Then here came Dean. He threw Ziggler back in the ring. Drew kept trying to get in. He hit him. You had a zigzag attempt, which got countered. Then Ambrose got Ziggler. Super kick attempt, which was blocked, which tried to get to the Dirty Deeds, which was blocked. Then Seth came flying into the ring, flew through the ropes, taking out Drew. And then you had a Dirty Deeds after, I think he attempted a zigzag again, which got countered into the Dirty Deeds, which got the 1, 2, 3, and Ambrose is on a win streak for, his first match back. He's undefeated in 2018. We'll just put it that way, right? It was an okay match. It led into later in the show. So wait, what are they going to do? Oh no, I just thought of something. Oh my gosh, I hope I'm wrong. Are they going to put Braun Strowman with Ziggler and McIntyre and do like a 6-man thing? Oh God, they're really going to try to turn Braun heel, aren't they? God, I hope I'm wrong. In the comments, if you think, please tell me I'm going to be wrong. Like, don't let me sit here and think that I'm going to be right. Oh God, I wonder who else is going to think this. No, I don't want to see this. No. God, I could be right. Oh, Jesus. Oh. I'm dreaming, right? This is a dream. Oh, my goodness. Oh, geez. Mind blown, because that literally, talking about it, it just dawned on me. I know people, whoever's watching this is like, awkward silence, awkward. He's acting weird. Yes, I'm acting weird because I literally just thought of the fact that could happen. Oh God, where's JD when you need him? So I'm looking through my notes here. There isn't really much else that I really went on about. So I'm going to go ahead and go through the results as quick as I can and kind of just, I've pretty much have gone over everything I think I can talk about. I just, that's really got me messed up. I'm thinking like they're really going to probably try to turn Braun heel and have him side with Drew and Dolph. God, I hope not. God, I hope I'm like the most wrong ever. One note I want to mention. They talked about how this was the most watched SummerSlam ever. That's literally what they kept touting this out as tonight. This was the most watched SummerSlam in history last night. How did they get those numbers? Did they have like a feed of how many people we watched on the network? I know they can get the pay-per-view numbers for those who still use pay-per-view, back in the Stone Age. If you're still using, like, I know a lot of people are like, I'm not going to subscribe to the network. I'm giving it to the man. I am so happy I have the network. I paid $30 and got 3 months of the network. $30. And I get the network for 3 months. That don't even cover a single pay-per-view. Okay? That don't even cover a single pay-per-view. If you're still watching pay-per-view, that's archaic, man. Like, I understand that everywhere the network was available, but if you can get to the network, $10 a month, man. All the pay-per-views. I'm be using those to do classic pay-per-views, retro reviews, whatever I decide to call it. Like, come on. I think I have a name for it. Okay. I don't know, a little tangent about the whole thing. I don't think this was the most touted pay-per-view or the most watched SummerSlam ever. I think they were just saying that because they want to make it hype like Roman did something. Again, to Verma and anyone else who is into him, no offense. I know you guys like him, but seriously, it's all just to try to make Roman look better. Anyway, speaking of Roman. So Roman starts off the show. JD insists that there was more cheers than boos tonight. You be the judge. I heard a lot of boos. I heard you suck chants, you still suck chants, and go away chants. What'd you hear? Leave it in the comments. Let me know what you heard. Anyways, he comes out and he says that he's a man of his word. And he says that he wants to be a fighting champion, that he is not going to be like Brock. And they name dropped Brock a few times tonight. Ronda even name dropped him. I can't talk. It's getting close to bedtime for me. He said that that he's a man of his word, and that he wants to defend the title, and he wants to start doing that tonight. And that he's going to defend the title tonight against someone who is a former Universal Champion who won it in Brooklyn but had to give it up. And I was like, oh my God, is he seriously going to give him a shot at the title? Like, oh my God. He said he was going to defend it against Finn Balor. So here comes Finn. At this point, I'm like, something's going to happen. They're not going to let him have the match. I knew if they had the match, he was going to lose. I knew he wasn't going to win, but Balor got his rematch, and then Balor's gone. Probably never get another title shot. But he says, I'll accept. He says, and then tonight, I'm going to win back my title. And Roman's like, okay, let's make it official. So they shook hands. Then here comes the constable, Baron Corbin, to say, nope, not going to happen. That last night, he's not rewarding Finn for last night, that he prepared to face Finn Balor, the man, and instead he was a no-show and sent out the demon. That is a breach of contract. Not to mention that the smoke and the lights and the noise, he didn't hear the bell ring, and that match doesn't count. Roman's like, dude, they're not booing you or booing him. They're booing you because you suck. And if I were you and I sucked as bad as I did last night, I'd want to forget it too. So he made the shot at him. Well, the only reason he won is because Braun was out there, and Roman puts down the thing. Well, here comes Kurt Angle, says the match is official, and then says that Baron Corbin is in a match against Lashley with no reaction. The match was, I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't watch it. I really didn't watch the match. I caught the ending when he did the stupid suplex, and I know the match was a little hard-hitting. Otherwise, honestly, I didn't watch it. Bobby Lashley won the match. I honestly could care less about Bobby Lashley. Where has he been the last few shows? Where was he last week? He didn't really do anything. Where was he at SummerSlam? He was a complete no-show. And then tonight he came out for a match and you didn't see him again. He's went from being possibly in the main event with Brock Lesnar to just further down. Like, you can't even see how far down I'm going. That's how far down he's gone. Actually, he's gone further. Who cares about Bobby Lashley? I sure don't. They've messed him up. If you're Bobby Lashley, you finish out your contract, you go back to TNA, Impact, whatever it's called. You go back there and you let them work with you. That's what you do if you're Bobby Lashley. So, yeah, then there was the Paul Heyman segment when Paul Heyman asked for the rematch and Kurt Angle blew him off. Again, Kurt Angle has to be the worst general manager I think there's ever been. And again, Mike Adamle, people. Mike Adamle. How do you get worse than Mike Adamle, dude? I'm amazed at how bad some people can get. They went to commercial, and then they came back with Kurt Angle and Baron Corbin backstage, with Baron Corbin saying that he's tired of Kurt Angle not doing what he wants, that he was personally picked by Stephanie McMahon to be the constable of Raw, and he wants Kurt to do what he says. So Kurt says, well, my job isn't to do what you want. My job is to do what the WWE Universe wants. And as long as I'm the general manager, that's what I'll do. He says, that's fine, Kurt. He says, maybe I should go talk to Stephanie. She's here tonight. Maybe I'll go talk to her and see what she has to say. Again, another segment that no one cares about. Okay, for this next part, don't think I'm bashing on the women. I, again, am all about equality, but Raw cannot book the women. SmackDown did better, at least for SummerSlam. The women's triple threat match was great. I just think the way they book them on the Raw show itself, not very good, man. We had, again, another 6-woman tag. In the words of Simon Miller, down. And I swear to God, Simon, if you give that an up, dude, I'm not going to watch up and downs anymore, man. No more up and downs if you give that an up again. And I think the fact that it's a 6-woman tag, because, we've had those, I don't know, 500, 600,000 times, right? It's the same 6 women, Riot Squad versus Bayley, Sasha, and Ember Moon, or Ember Moon, or any combination of those 3 versus them. But this time it's all 3 of them. Now in a 6-woman tag, another 6-woman tag. Why do we keep having these? What's the point? Where's the creativity? It's like lazy. You guys are lazy. Stop it. I've seen creative flashes with you people. Show them. Get some female writers. They're talking about wanting to do a women's tag division. There's literally like 7 women, 10 women on this roster that are actually used. Who's going to face Ronda Rousey? It's probably going to be another Alexa Bliss match. You didn't see Nia Jax tonight. She was off the show conveniently. There was like 5 or 6 women in Ronda's corner and like a few more. And you can't count the Bellas because I don't think they're actually going to wrestle unless they're going to be part of the tag team division. I don't know. If you're a fan of the women's division, I guess that's cool, but where's it going? What are they doing with it? They're not really going anywhere with it. I guess I should tell you who won. The Riot Squad won. I'm not gonna lie to you. I went to the bathroom during this match. I caught the very end of it after the pin, so I don't even know how it happened. I just know the Riot Squad won. It's just irrelevant to me. I don't care. Give me something fresh. Give me fresh matchups. Give me Sasha versus Bayley again. Where was that going? Why did they pull the plug? Are they really going to make a women's tag division? Is that what they're planning? Well, let's get these 2 to face these 2. We'll have the 4 horsewomen face each other, right? We'll have Becky and Charlotte, who are getting along, face each other. They can't do that because it's supposed to be the women's title defense, but this is pointless. There was nothing to it. I'll move on. We had Triple H come out and do his little promo. Again, I love that promo. That promo was freaking awesome. It got me hyped. It did what it's supposed to do. It got me interested in the show. That's the job of him. And Triple H is still, even at his age, one of the best. He even said at the end of that promo, his era, not to say that he's a bitter veteran, but there was something special about his era. And that his era is back for one night. And he's not lying. The Attitude Era is what got me into wrestling. It's what hooked me and kept me in with wrestling. I've been watching this, I was like 5 or 6 when my aunt would have VHSs she'd get from her friends, and I watched the old Hulk Hogan pay-per-views. I love this business. I've loved this business for almost 30 years. 28, 29 years I've watched this. Solid 20 years. This year has been a solid 20 years I've watched this. I know what this business is like. I get this business. I love this business. I want to be in this business. My goal is to be a part of this business wherever I go. Triple H showed me the type of passion of someone like myself who loves this business. And he got me the feeling for that brief moment like I did back then. I watched the old stuff on the network, and I can remember how I felt watching that. Granted, some of it was cheesy, some of it was just outrageous and just out there. But everything was over. You felt good about everything. Nothing felt bad. You were like, I like this. I don't care what they're doing. I'll watch a guy wrestle a freaking mannequin head. A guy have him as a tag partner. I'll watch that stuff. It was all over. I loved all of it. I don't feel that way with the product nowadays, but Triple H, for at least this one match, made me feel like I did then. And if that's what he's meant to do, is to bring us all back to a point, to sell us on this pay-per-view for this match, he's got my money. I'll be watching October 6th to see that match. You best believe I'll be there. Moving on, And then we had the Ambrose Ziggler match with Rollins and McIntyre in the corners. Again, it was an okay match. For someone having their first match back, strong showing by Dean Ambrose. It really was. And I'm not going to get deep into the match again because I've already done that. But Ambrose had a good showing. Seth did his job. It served. I think this is going to continue into Hell in a Cell, possibly in a tag team match or fatal four-way. Maybe a six-man tag, now that I'm thinking about it, with Braun Strowman and all of them. God, I hope not. I really, really, really hope not. Oh, then you had Braun Strowman backstage tell Finn Balor, hey, I'll tell you like I told them last night. I'm not going to cash in behind your back. I'm going to do this to your face. So good luck out there. I don't care who wins. I had the Elias concert. I went over that. Not much more I can say about it. Then, yeah, the match with him and Hawkins, he had the drift away. He won. It is what it was. This was an interesting thing, and I'm not going to go super in-depth to this. We had Authors of Pain versus Titus Worldwide. That wasn't what was the interesting thing. What I saw that was interesting was how Dana Brooke and Apollo Crews were talking to each other. Flirting, it looked like. I'm all down for that. If the brother wants the sister, get her. I honestly think Dana Brooke's an attractive woman. I really do. And I think she's been severely underutilized. If you're not going to use her on Raw, put her back down in NXT. Let her grow. Let her get back to where she was. She was pretty darn good when she was down there with Emma. Bring back Emma and put her in NXT too. Get those two back together. But then the match happened. Authors of Pain came out. They went to commercial break. Came back. Titus Worldwide didn't even get an entrance. Match was already starting. This was pretty much a squash match. Let's not even go, or to go even further, we've seen this match, 500,270 some odd times? Wink, Simon. This was nap time. I probably could have gone to the bathroom during this. It was a squash match. We had Authors of Pain hit a last chapter, and that was it. The match, it was nothing else. Ronda came out, did her thing with Stephanie and all the women after she hurt Stephanie. I don't know. I'm kind of flying through this stuff now because I pretty much have hit all the main points that I had to hit. You know what I mean? I noticed that the Riot Squad and Alexa Bliss and Alicia Fox kind of segregated themselves over here with Stephanie, while Nikki Bella and Brie and Sasha and Ember and Bayley and all of them, they went over to this side with Ronda. I don't think any of those women needed out there. I really don't. I think they shouldn't have been out there to have to listen to how much better Ronda was than him, because these women have busted their tails in this division for 2-3 years to make this division from being 30-second matches on Raw to legit main events at pay-per-views. And somehow, Stephanie McMahon turned this into about her. Made this about her. I'm tired of it. This is not an evolution. This is not a revolution. This is a Stephanie McMahon platform to make herself look better than she actually is. There was a report before Ronda had her match at Mania that Stephanie and her were going to be like the Vince McMahon and the Stone Cold Steve Austin of this era. But it was going to be the women. And if you did want to have any one person to be your Austin, it would be Ronda Rousey. I will never badmouth her in the ring and how well I think she can or cannot do, because SummerSlam, she looked really good. She looked like a badass. And I would not try to fight her. I just wouldn't. But Stephanie McMahon to play that Vince McMahon role, Vince McMahon was over. Vince McMahon had the Bret Hart situation, the real life situation, to make him look like the bad guy. Stephanie McMahon don't have that. She's trying to generate something. Oh, I brought in Ronda. I made Ronda what she is. Stephanie didn't do anything. Nothing to the level of what Mr. McMahon did. This is never going to work. Stephanie McMahon will never be what she thinks she wants to be. The Stephanie McMahon wants to be Killer Games. I would love to see that match. Ronda versus Lita. I'd pay money to watch that. Stephanie McMahon is not going to be Vince McMahon. The rumors were that she wanted to be a global public icon outside of wrestling, that she thought Ronda could help her get there. I don't think she can. I really don't. But it looks like she's still going to try. I guess you should. I would watch Lita. How do you feel about Trish versus Alexa Bliss? Let me know how you feel about that one. So I've ranted on that one more than enough. This is like the second time I've started getting in a rant on that. Okay, so I said I was going to talk about the tag team titles. So I'm going to go ahead and jump in on the tag team titles thing real quick. WWE Creative, get those goddamn titles off of the B team. Not a fan. You had the worst tag team division. The tag team division on both shows are garbage. Garbage. Then you got the B team. What are we supposed to believe, that the AOP is going to take the titles off of them? I don't believe that anymore. Who's there on Raw to take those belts from the B team? I don't know. I thought Revival was going to win last night. I was wrong. Revival tonight went 2 for 2. Yeah, 2 for 2 against them in singles action. But last night you had that weird freaking fluky win, whatever that was. Come on. Let me adjust this. Maybe that will happen. I don't know if you saw the ending of Raw, man. Dean and Seth are now back with Roman. So I have a feeling it's going to be them teaming with Roman. And God, again, I hope, please, Lord, let me be wrong. Let me just be stupid conspiracy theorists and that this is just all wrong. But I think it's going to be them versus Drew, Strowman, and McIntyre in some capacity between now and Hell in a Cell. I just had that feeling. And it didn't dawn on me until I talked about the match. Gosh, I hope I'm wrong. But yeah, Dash Dawson beat Bo Dallas and Scott Dawson beat Bo Dallas. They could. Yeah, I guess they could have all the gold. I'm a fan. I'll save it. I'll save it for the thing until I get to that. Real quick. Steph gave Kurt Angle time off. Dash Wilder beat Kurt Axel. Scott Dawson beat Bo Dallas. Dash Wilder beat Curtis Axel. Jesus, I'll get it out. Both matches were just all them. Freaking B team didn't have nothing in those matches. Anyways, Steph says that she's giving Kurt Angle time off because he looks like it's all getting to him, and she feels like he needs the time off. So now Constable Corbin is the acting general manager until Kurt gets his time off. It's probably going to be after Hell in a Cell before he comes back. This is going to be fun. Oh, yeah, so fun. So, yes, that leads us back to the main events. So, yes, Killer Games. Before I get to that, if you guys want to subscribe to this channel, subscribe down below. Hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that bell for all your notifications so you know when I'm uploading or going live on my streams. Also, again, feel free to follow us on Twitter, YoBroGaming1, or Facebook at YoBroGaming and Reviews. We also have a Patreon account. If you want to pledge, you can. If not, that's fine, but that's at YoBroGaming and Reviews at patreon.com. If you don't feel like pledging, just hit the like button. That'll do more than enough to help get this video circulated and get us out there. This is your channel, not just mine and JD's channel or anyone else who's a host on this channel with me. I plan on expanding it, bringing new people in, and making this channel huge. So, all right. Thank you, Killer Games, for coming in. I'm almost done with this video. So, yeah, that was the main event, Roman Reigns versus Finn Balor. I liked the match. I did. I thought the match was good. Physical. Roman and Finn have good chemistry. I really think they do. But, Roman looked like he was going to win, and then came out Braun Strowman, which got Balor to get a little bit of momentum, but he kept looking back. And then when he went to go for the coup de grace, Roman moved, spear, 1, 2, 3. Then like I said earlier, Strowman got in the ring, kicked him down, and next thing you'll hear the Shield music. Here comes Dean, and here comes Seth in their Shield gear, too. It's like, oh, yeah, we're the Shield again. He's back. We're officially back to being the Shield. I'm trying not to be super overly negative with this. I'm really trying. It's just the way that it's booked. And I went on for this for like the first half hour of this review, and I'm not going to do it again. I could probably go another half hour, another 15 minutes even. But I'm just going to leave it with this, that despite the, let's see, Killer Games, I was talking to my dad about this ending, and I said this would happen, and he didn't believe me. Well, he better believe that. That was stupid. I didn't see it coming. I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't see it coming. I didn't think they were going to have the Shield. I honestly thought for a second that Strowman was going to cash in, or Kevin Owens was going to show up and cost him. But where was Kevin Owens on this show, by the way? Did Braun beat him? Yeah, I think most people can read it pretty good. No Kevin Owens tonight. Something I just wanted to point out. I guess he was embarrassed or beat down or just decided to say, screw it, I'm not going to show up no more. So he was notably absent from tonight's show. Matt Hardy also noticeably absent tonight. He's taking some time off to heal some injuries, and maybe Kevin Owens is too. Maybe he's getting a book, maybe a break. So I'll leave you guys with this final thought. Raw tonight, I will give, on a scale of 1 to 10, I will give Raw a 5.5, 5 3/4 out of 10. I think that's a fair one. I'm not going to overly judge it like I did SummerSlam last night, which is now a 6.5 instead of a 4.5. 6.5 out of 10. Matt might be retiring. What I heard last from Dave Meltzer on his Observer thing was Matt's going to take time off, do some treatments for the injuries, see where he's at afterwards, and then go from there. I'm cool if Matt retires. Let him have one more fantastic match at a WrestleMania, and then let the Deleter of Worlds kind of just ride off into the sunset. Jeff probably won't be too far behind. But giving this 5 3/4 out of 10. Raw was okay. My high points were Ronda putting Stephanie in the armbar. The Shield, I like that match actually, Killer. I like that match. Subscribe to the channel, dude. DM me on Twitter. I like games. I'll check out your channel, man. DM me in my Twitter, and I'll go to your channel, dude, and sub. This was a good show. It was overall a good show. And highlights were definitely the Ronda. I liked the opening segment. I thought it was good. I liked Roman's attitude tonight. Man, the Shield thing, it turned me off. But I liked the Shield coming back. And again, I hated it at the same time. Like, I don't know how my brain's working right now. It's not making sense. But I'm going to go ahead and kill it here before I start just chattering for nothing. Thank you, everyone who did jump in and watch this. If you didn't see the whole thing, go back, rewatch it from the beginning, man. Listen to my first half hour rant, talk, whatever you want to call it. Thank you, everyone who was in here. Remember, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can follow us. Follow us on our social medias, Twitter, YoBroGaming1, Facebook, YoBro Gaming Reviews, Patreon.com/YoBroGaming Reviews. Have 2 different tiers. I will be adding more with more things back, behind the scenes videos. Just videos where we just shoot the shit about random things, all sorts of cool things, and give me ideas. I'm interested in hearing whatever anyone has to have. So I'm Zach. I'm out. Thank you, everyone. And I'll see you guys tomorrow night for SmackDown. Peace out.